Welcome back to Get Ready with Juanita. If you'd like to know how I got this look, please continue watching. Well, I've already prepped my skin and the creams that I used and the serums. I used the vitamin C Naturium serum first. Then I went in with the Drunk Elephant whipped cream over that. And then on top of that, I use the Glow Recipe pink juice moisturizer, and I allowed that to set in for a few minutes. I usually like to do that before I go in with my foundation. And today for the foundation, I'm going to be using the Fenty. This is really beautiful foundation. It's very natural, skin-like waltzed, covering up sort of the differences in color in the face. So really, and it's so light. Like, I have to say, I was pretty impressed just by the feeling of this foundation on my skin. So I'm just going to blend this in with my BK Beauty brush. And soon I'll be getting around to listing the brushes that I use and adding them to the video content. Just I've been slowly improving my channel a bit at a time, where I'm new and learning and having a lot of fun. I love to learn, so it's a little bit of a learning curve. So, I mean, that is just beautiful. I really love the Fenty foundation. Very natural looking. The next thing I'm going to do, a couple of times now, I decided to use concealers without any color correctors. And when reviewing the images and videos later, I do notice that color correcting is really important for me at this point, especially like where I was a bit sick and I did get like these stress lines there, and then my lines and under eyes got a bit darker. So this is the Charlotte Tilbury color corrector in Fair, and Charlotte Tilbury just makes such beautiful products, and I know I'm like a broken record, right? But what I love about this so much is you just have, it's such a light feeling layer. And if you've got to build something up thick, it's going to increase and really show fine lines, and in my case, wrinkles. So it's really important to use products that you don't need to use a lot of, or is very light. Now, does that speak for everyone? No, some people might not need it. I'm just going to go over that little red spot there a bit. But this, I have to say, so far out of the color correctors I've used, so I've tried the NARS, I've tried the Cali Ray, and I've tried this, and this is being my favorite for my more mature dry skin. And the next product I'm going to go in with, which is a fabulous product, which is Natasha Denona High Glam Concealer. And I've even seen people just use this alone for like all over. And it was pretty cool. I was like, wow, I never thought of doing that. And I probably won't. I like to use my foundation, but I have to say, this is a very beautiful concealer, and it is up there with my favorites. So, and I'm just going to spread that out. And I also find like you need so little of this product to really nice. I like my base today. It's looking good. So the next thing I'm going to do is go in with any cream products first. So I'm just going to use my Rare Beauty Happy Soul bronzer stick. And what I like to do is just pat it on my brush first and then apply it to my face just for a nice even smooth application. It goes on even easier this way, and like it's even less blending if you were to put it directly on the face and then blend. I mean, that is just beautiful. Love this product. Okay, I'm yet to try their the liquid bronzer, but I haven't really used many liquid bronzers either. I use cream and usually powder. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Patrick Ta blush today in She's the Moment. And it's a beautiful peachy color. So I'm just going to go in with my cream first. I'll just spread some of that cream out with my finger. I've tried like just going into my palette with my brush, and I just wasn't very successful at getting the product on my face the way I wanted. So I found this was just an easier way to do in this case. But I mean, whatever way works for you. This is such a beautiful product. I love the Patrick Ta blush duos. These are gorgeous, and mine is dirty. I have to clean up my makeup drawers, I think. Okay, so I've got that on, and the next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to go in with some of my Laura Mercier setting powder just to go in that T-zone and under my eyes. And before I do that, I'll just quickly go and blend out anything under my eyes, which, I mean, look good anyway. So, but still, just might as well do it. And I'll just use a little tiny bit of this powder and just go over that T-zone. I usually like to go around my jawline too, because it's just an area of high wear during the day, right? Because like I have bad habits of touching my chin there, and which I try not to touch the face too much, but hey, you know, it's just a part of life. And so there we go. Looking good. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go off screen and just get my eyebrows done, and I'll welcome back, and I have my eyebrows done. One of the products that I didn't mention that I used also to do my eyebrows was my cheekbone multi-pencil. I'm finding this pencil extremely useful, and it wears pretty well. So no, actually really well, because I never noticed any issues like on my eyebrows and that throughout the day. I also created this eye look, and the palette that I used was Samarian Sunset by Adept Cosmetics. The look I'm going to create today, I'm going to start off using this shade here, and I'm going to use that for the transition. So I'm just going to start blending. Some people have issues with the mattes, but I don't. However, I'm a makeup enthusiast. I'm not a makeup artist. I'm self-taught. However, I do love makeup, and I have noticed the difference in qualities of eyeshadows, the use of eyeshadows, since I've really gotten into using makeup. They're not the best, but they're not also the worst. They're not that bad. So the next color I'm going to go in with is this one right here. And I'm going to start to deepen up my crease. So lay some down here in the corner, and I'm going to blend it out. And blending is such a big key in doing a good eyeshadow look. So it's very important to blend, 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 sort of start off in the center and then sort of blend outwards. Try to soften up any harsh edges. And sometimes, like, let's say you created a hard edge, you can always go back into that lighter shade and just use that to soften it up, and just use a very light hand, but soften up those edges. So that's, one key to making a good blend. And I'm going to use some of that beautiful, almost, it has a beautiful orangey undertone, and we're just going to go under the lower eyelid and just blend back up. Lovely. Okay. So the next thing I'm going to do is go in with my NYX glitter glue. I'm just going to lay a little bit down. Great. So the next shade I'm going to go in with is this beautiful shimmer here. And this has a beautiful shift to it. It's a multi-chrome because you can see the yellow and you can see some of that orange and the green. Oh my goodness, it is just gorgeous. So I'm going to lay this down just all over this area here. And then I'm going to use this shade here, and I'm going to bridge that with the darker outer color just to blend the two. So I'll come out a little bit. And then I'm going to go back with this beautiful multi-chrome, and I'm just going to go over that again. Just wipe my fingers off. And then the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use my brush, and I'm going to start to lay this beautiful light shimmer here. I'm going to use this for my inner corner. There we go. Just laying that. And again, I'm just going to use my finger just to blend that out a bit, just to get it where I want it and how I want it looking. And also, like, when I go in with the brush to blend the edges, it's also going to help. But what a beautiful inner corner shade. So I'm just going to go back to my detail brush. I'm just going to go back into this guy here. And now I'm just going to try to really get the two sides mirroring each other the best I can. That looks great. Lovely. I like that. So the next thing I'm going to do is I want to create the wing, and I'm going to be using this brush here, and I'm going to be using this green. I'm going to use this green here to create the wing. Yeah. So I'm just going to follow up now with some other powder products. So let's finish my nose. We'll contour my nose. I'll use this brush to we go. Perfect. Just to give my nose a little bit of contour there. Nice. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with my bronzer here, and I'm just going to use the Cheekbone Beauty Bronzer. We'll just go over and touch up that color. Beautiful. And then I'm going to use the powder blush from the Patrick Ta. And I'm going to use this angled brush. We'll just brighten that blush up. Lovely. What a beautiful blush. I love blush, and I love all the different formulas that I have in my collection. So the next thing I'm going to do is just go in with my Charlotte Tilbury setting powder. And I really noticed, like, this does make a nice difference to the finished look. Again, noticing really in the videos as I edit them. And that's like something, that's sort of a nice thing for me to get to do while doing these videos, is really seeing, you know, what works and what don't. Like, one of the harder colors for me to wear is blue. Blue is a very hard color for me to make look good, but I still have fun and I love the color blue. So I'm still looking for ways that I can use it, because I have some stunning blues and shimmers in that I'd really like to use. Okay, and so the next thing I'm going to do is just go in with my Charlotte Tilbury setting spray, and this is the main one. And I'll just give that a dry. Lovely. And I'm just going to take a moment. I'm going to get my mascara on, and today I'm going to be doing using the Ilia mascara, and I'll be right back. I'm back, and I have my mascara on, and I did my hair, and I'm liking how things are looking so far. So I have to do my lips, and I'm going to use the Pillow Talk by Charlotte Tilbury today. There we go. And the lipstick I'm going to use is by Lisa Eldridge, Kitten Mischief. So I'm just going to put some of this gorgeous lipstick on. That is just beautiful. There we go. Well, I gotta say, I'm really loving the entire makeup look today, and I'm feeling quite good. And I just want to, you know, throw it out there. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet, and hit that bell, that notification bell, and that way you guys are notified of any future videos that I upload. As well, if you like the video, give it a like. And If you'd like, leave a comment and let me know any thoughts. I gotta say, I really liked how this look turned out, and I am feeling good. And now I'm ready for my day. And I really wish all of you guys a wonderful day too. Bye.